Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. Hello, all.
Hello, everyone.
Okay. Kharkiv, how are you doing?
As usual, brilliant.
Nice, glad to hear that. Dnipro, how are you?
Still alive.
Ah, that sounds optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kryvyi Rih. Marina said it was loud in Kryvyi Rih today too. Okay. So not so many people today, but I guess we shouldn't waste time. If somebody decides to join, they will, right? We have a very close company, very neat community, and it's our second day today of our Launching Your Canvas course tips and tricks final conference. We have 6 presenters here. Here is the agenda for our today's meeting, and we start with Oksana Matsnieva with phonetics and listening skills that Canvas can develop, benefits and limitations. Then you see Liudmyla Musiienko, then Marina Romaniukha, then Liudmyla Sinna, then Diana Stelmakh, and sorry, I got the old version, so the final one at 8:15 will be Natalia Dechuk, and then there will be a brief wrap up. Okay? So I stop sharing and give the floor to Oksana. Oksana, please go ahead. You're welcome.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Let me share the screen with you, first of all. Okay, hope very much that you can see it now. I am. Okay, can you see my presentation? Can you see my screen? Is everything okay? Yeah. So first of all, I would like to start with my sincere gratitude to the organizers of the course, to the trainers of the course. It's my honor to be the participant of the course and to present today at our final conference. Some words about myself. My name has already been said, is Oksana Matsnieva, and I represent the National University of Chernihiv. You can see the full name on the slide, and as Liudmyla has already announced, the title of my presentation is Canvas, Phonetics, and Listening Skills, Benefits and Limitations. Okay, actually, I was the lucky one to make a presentation during our training. Therefore, something may be already familiar to you, but still, I am going to remind you some of the things. So, as for the Canvas course title, then it was American National and Regional Standards of Pronunciation, a way to successful listening comprehension. It's quite evident that this very Canvas course was a part of a bigger course. And if to be exact, this is the next slide. You can see this very course description on the next slide, that it is the Phonetics of English National Varieties of Pronunciation. This is an elective course. It's taught online and it's synchronous. And just very briefly, I should say that within it, we focus our attention on British accents, British, if to be exact, national and regional standards of pronunciation. If to be exact, they are Northern English, Welsh, Scottish, and Northern Ireland, and American accents, General American, Eastern American, and Southern American. The course is developed for the third year students, and due to the fact that our department we're training pre-service English as a foreign language teachers, it's quite again evident that my learners are pre-service English as a foreign language teachers of the third year of study. Due to the fact we had some limitations, 2 weeks, I decided to focus my attention on American accents because we had only 3 of them. General American, Eastern American, and Southern American. And I totally support those challenges that our colleagues shared with us yesterday. It was quite difficult to balance between the online synchronous course and the one that was supposed to be online asynchronous. Okay, but I also did manage, and I am going to share my experience with you. As for the course aim, according to the syllabus, it is to expand students' knowledge of the American pronunciation standard and to improve their comprehension skills through listening to speakers of various American national and regional accents. Again, I can't but express gratitude to Liudmyla for making me and other participants to look at the way to formulate the aims at a different angle, just through Bloom's taxonomy. If we speak about the course objectives, then by the end of the course, students were supposed to identify segmental and suprasegmental peculiarities of American national and regional standards of pronunciation, map and justify the speaker's origin by their accent, and follow and understand a range of spoken materials, such as interviews, radio broadcasts, and you can see the list over there. And again, it's quite evident that they were delivered by the speakers of American national and regional standard accents. If we have a look at the structure, I'm not going to show the Canvas course today in order not to jump from one side to another. I decided to make the screenshots. So you can see that there are here two modules. The first one is focused on General American. The second one is focused on Eastern American and Southern American. And I actually support Olena Kuzmenko's principle, which she shared with us yesterday. I mean, not always more is better. Yes, sometimes probably less is better. And my main aim was not to demotivate students, taking into consideration the fact that it was their first experience with Canvas, vice versa, to make them interested and to have the positive experience. Therefore, I decided not to overload them with these asynchronous tasks, assignments. I had, as you can see, 3 tasks within Module 1 and 3 tasks within Module 2. A bit later, I will explain. You can see here a quiz, you can see here a discussion, and you can see here an assignment. The only difference is that if we speak about Module number 1, the discussion was actually after the quiz. It was after students got acquainted with the segmental and suprasegmental peculiarities of General American. As for Module 2, I decided to change the succession and to put the discussion before, I mean at an early stage when they were expected to listen to the audio and to discuss the peculiarities of the speaker's pronunciation and to single out these peculiarities. I decided to call the activity or this very discussion British or American, meaning that there were peculiarities of pronunciation similar to British people and similar to American accents as well. And that was kind of the task for them. As for the course, on the next slide, you can see the course summary and some examples of the assignments that I have introduced. So on the right, you can see this is a quiz, matching quiz. Unfortunately, it's not full here. Okay, then a bit just. As for the next one, this is the discussion actually where they were expected to listen to the interview and to speak about the peculiarities of either American or British accent. And as for the quiz, I guess you do understand that it is related to phonetics, but not productive phonetics. It deals with receptive skills because we do not expect the students to use these accents in their speech. That was mostly related to receptive skills. And therefore, quizzes were really good here. And discussions, assignments were also possible here, but quizzes are really good because they are related not only to receptive phonetic skills, but listening skills as well. I did my best to try different formats, okay, taking into consideration some recommendations given to me during my first presentation by Yulia as well. And I would like to make kind of a comment. This is an example of the test that I have checked from my just done by one of my students. And yes, I did my best while making the quiz to take just different options into consideration. I mean, to add them as possible answers. But when I started checking, that was a good student, and the result was low. I couldn't understand first what the problem was, and then I understood that it was my mistake. I forgot about one more possible order. And thanks, Yulia, very much for sharing this very option with us. I mean, updating scores. It was possible to do that manually and to take the correct answer into consideration and to change actually the general score. Well, as for some other examples, okay, I have already spoken about Forrest Gump and Southern American and this very task, and you can see just the way I checked one of the assignments sent by my student. Again, I totally support my colleagues as for the rubrics, that they are very effective, and it's really easy. If you just do everything properly, if you elaborate them thoroughly, though I'm not sure that I have coped with that already, I am to develop them and to improve them, but still it's really great when you can do that and you can easily just give the necessary number of points to your students. Well, as for the benefits, I'm not going to speak a lot here because quite a lot of benefits have already been mentioned. And I also agree with the fact that Canvas is a user-friendly platform. To tell you the truth, I had fallen in love with Canvas when I was doing some of the open courses. And I should say that after this very course, I'm still in love with it. I can't say that I've got a very wide experience of using different platforms. I've got the experience with Moodle, but it's not imposed in at our university. Therefore, I have something to compare, but Canvas is really user-friendly, teacher-friendly, and student-friendly. So there's one thing that came to my mind, again, taking into consideration open courses. And those colleagues who participate actively in them know that they've got such a thing as orientation course. So probably it's a good idea to think of an orientation course for our students before just introducing a Canvas as a platform for other courses. If at our university or just at our department, we agree to just to use it widely. Rubrics, I have already spoken about that. This is a really great thing, but once again, it's important to elaborate them thoroughly, taking all the peculiarities, all the just aspects of the assignment into consideration. I would also like to speak about adding comments, though yesterday my colleagues have already spoke about that. I mean that while checking, you can also use the speech recognizer. When you just sometimes create the comment, right? You need this very something to be said to your students, especially if we speak about phonetics, where to put stress correctly, right? Or what to pay attention to. Sometimes it's time consuming to write it or to type it. Therefore, it's a good idea to use the speech recognizer. Quizzes, I can't say that I have tried everything, but I've got some experience with it, and I want to learn more, and I want to improve, and to make use of more of them. And opportunities for group work and collaboration, that's great. The only thing is that I am to speak about is collaboration. Just this is my next slide. My next slide is about limitations. To tell you the truth, I have put here a question mark because first, when I was doing that, I saw some limitations. But to tell you the truth, I always could find some way out, could somehow solve the problem. And I came to the conclusion that no, probably there aren't any limitations with me, or at least I'm too young to speak about them so far, because I've got lack of Canvas experience or not sufficient Canvas experience. And this is the case with my students as well. And as for the plans for the near future, logical stress is here on the word near, because it's important not to put that into a very far rule, so to say. First of all, it is to improve the two modules that I have already designed, taking into consideration my experience of piloting it, and to elaborate other ones for both synchronous and asynchronous teaching. In my opinion, it's a good idea to use this very experience that I had, and on the other hand, to develop probably kind of a version of assignments for those students who are either skipping classes or have their individual program or do not know how to call it correctly in English. So this is one thing. Another thing is to introduce and practice collaborations. You might have noticed that I haven't had this very task. To tell you the truth, it did not relate to any of my aims. But I was trying, but I expected that to be a failure. Therefore, I simply decided not to. But I saw how we used these very assignments while collaborating with other participants. Besides, I saw that with other colleagues. Therefore, I'm eager to try. And this is kind of a challenge for me. And I can see some opportunities of Canvas for other courses that I teach at our department. For example, practical English phonetics. I'm fond of self-recordings, self-video recordings, and here we've got a lot of opportunities, again, to give the feedback, okay, to comment on it. What I very much like is the fact that it's possible to use this very setting when you can read the posts of other participants only after you make your own post. And practical grammar as well, thanks to Daria, do not remember their surname. I guess I can use this very experience as well while elaborating or designing my course as well. Well, that's it. That's my short presentation. And at the end, I would like to say thank you for the opportunity to be a student, to be in the shoes of a student again, and to learn from the best and alongside the best. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Oksana. And you see, Oksana, could you please stop sharing your screen?
Yes, I have stopped.
Oh, but perhaps this is already Liudmyla, right?
I don't know. I have stopped.
Okay, good. I was just going to share my screen to see that Natalia Diachuk is included here with her creative procrastination while creating the course presentation. So, Natalia, don't worry, you are with us. Okay, you see, Oksana's presentation is one more very vivid example that phonetics, which is usually not so much favorite of our students, can be very entertaining, very engaging, and very interesting. At least I remember I hated phonetics when I was taking my pre-service teacher training course because, well, that wasn't my piece of bread, actually. If I had been taught the way Oksana has just demonstrated, I guess I would have fallen in love with phonetics. Well, it can be wonderful. One more thing that Oksana has just mentioned is, you see, how much wise and sophisticated you all have become. You already quote each other. And Oksana has just made reference to one of the principles that Olena Kuzmenko introduced yesterday, that quantity does not necessarily lead to quality. You see, we are learning and we are learning from each other. And one more wonderful thing that I have just, I can't but share is, Oksana has said a very, very wise thing. She said, I didn't try collaboration just because it did not relate to any of my objectives. That's just perhaps one of the best feedback that students can give to their teachers. They are thinking creatively, and they are making their own very much critical and wise judgments. Oksana, thank you very much. Okay, thanks. Any questions? Is there anything you would like Oksana to comment on or to clarify? Okay, hearts and yeah. Liudmyla, you're welcome. Please feel free. Know how much impatient you are to share your insights.
Yeah, do you see the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Yes.
Just some seconds. Okay. So, dear participants, hello to all of you. So, I'm Liudmyla Musiienko, and being the representative of Bogomolets National Medical University, I wanted to share my insights on piloting Canvas platform for medical English mastery. So first of all, I'd like to focus your attention on challenges in medical English learning. I know that I think that they are roughly the same or similar for specific English in different fields of medicine, and you can see all of them. And taking all these peculiarities of medical English learning process, as well as characters of students, and taking into account the fact that our university provides offline learning, I tried to combine a new for me Canvas platform with medical English learning. And let's see the outcomes. So this is my home page. I hope you see it well. So I just took screenshots. So the name of my course, Medical English Mastery, Bridging Communication in Healthcare. And you see some key components of it. So a word of welcome. I should mention that my course is devoted to second year students who has been studying this course from the first year, and in 2 weeks they are going to take final control. So here you, of course, excuse me, course summary, aim, objectives. And I should add that I took 2 modules, one of which is liver disease, and the next one is urinary system disease. And of course, you see some quotes, of course, Hippocrates, our native, and some supportive images and quotes. While implementing my course, I try to use different tasks we elaborated together, and I worked with 2 groups. So I elaborated quizzes, assessment with rubrics. The name of it is debunking myths. Then I took collaboration task and discussion. And to my mind, for my course, so the first place is I will give to discussion. Why? So the simple task, the routine task, the common task we always, not very often, but sometimes from time to time, we do together in the classroom. So there is a case history of the patients with some information about presenting complaints, some past medical history, some clinical findings. And the task was to, first of all, being engaged in the discussion and think about preliminary diagnosis, in particular to define the type of nephritis, as this task was given after learning the topic nephritis and its type. And my students were limited in words. I mean, they're common, so approximately 100 to 100 words. And I noted that reaction to their peers' opinions would be appreciated. So I placed some screenshots from their work. They're really different. The task wasn't so difficult, but it was tricky. because symptoms and signs were roughly the same with two kinds of nephritis. So my students were engaged and motivated. They were given 5 days to complete this task. They used extra sources of information because some of the students are from medical families, and they even consulted with their father and mother or relatives and something like that, and they used some extra sources of information, or at least reread or rewatched the video from the lesson. Again, they operated their knowledge in problem solving. They made and defended the judgment to sound more convincing, and of course used grammar and new vocabulary. Analyzing their work, I just wanted to know what is the secret of success of this simple task. I should add, as I mentioned before, this task was from our textbook. And I remember Hudela on the meeting said that our textbooks are a great resource of the task, and sometimes we don't need to look for something additional. And the task was similar. I just didn't tell that this task was from our book. I just a little bit changed just the task and gave it. So, and I think that routine task or routine assignment, just changing the format of it completing, just made something new. It looked something new. First of all students were engaged. As we compare, if we compare with our classwork, as usually, approximately 4 or 5 students out of 13, 12 of them are active, and most of them are just sitting, or just when they ask, they just I agree or I disagree without any explanations. But here, due to the opportunities, or maybe due to their program, they needed to add their comment just to see their peers' opinions. And again, if they get their peers' comments that someone disagreed with them, they needed to look for some additional information to convince their peer, and of course it leads to the self-motivation and self-study. So it's my thought. So the next task, of course, I used quiz. I tried to elaborate different tasks for quizzes. Yes, it was time consuming, but I should say that as we use Moodle, our Liquor platform, testing like quizzes are common types of task, and it's just normal, it's just neutral for my students. Speaking about the assignments with rubrics, so the task was just debunking myths. I took from the internet different statements of the ordinary people, what they think about cirrhosis, and all of the statements were false, they were incorrect. So the task for students were to just uncover the truth in the form of message, and during writing or texting this message, they needed to just follow the plan. So all those points which are given. I can't say that failed, no, but 2 different groups completed it differently. So I don't know if you see well, maybe it's not something. On the left, there was the task, the answer of one student from the first group. And you see that they didn't achieve it because they, excuse me, one of the points maybe of the task was to choose only one myth and try to uncover the truth. But not all of them, not all 7 of them, and they were limited in the number of words. And when I saw this group was the first. We again repeated this, reread the task, and we complete this task, but orally in the class. The second on the right, you see the answer of the student from the second group, and it was correct, everything was right. Then the task collaboration. Again, I felt difficulties with it, and again, I thank you, Julia. I texted Julia and tried to explain her something which I really didn't understand what I have done wrong, because I divided my students into teams. And it appeared that they hadn't received their invitation. And then again, I rechecked it, and just it was my, it seems to me, the lack of technical skill. And Julia advised me to just in the section of announcement, just place this task. Give 2 references to Google Doc and divide all students into teams. Again, I decided to start doing it in the class, but again, you might maybe a mistake, pitfalls, because as usually as we work offline, students registered from computers at home. And when we wanted to start working with this task in the class, it appeared that they needed to add mobiles. So to settings, just add mobiles, get this access from the mobile. So that's why it didn't work well. And in conclusion, as for me, I still feel some problems with technical skills, but it seems to me practice makes perfect, as Liudmyla Sinna once said. So I will continue, of course, exploring, gaining new experience and move it forward. And I found my maybe prompt for me, maybe someone's will get this idea. I used my daughter's help. So I add her as a student, as a test student, elaborated new task collaboration. Then I sent her the invitation, and again I sitting next to her, I saw everything she got, and for me, for future, I will know better how it will work with new group. And of course, students, they are different, and as for me, of course, it depends on the students of the group. It's better to make sure in class that students understand the task. Sometimes maybe it's better to start doing it in class and then give them opportunity to complete it at home, to finish it at home. And of course, make sure that students can complete it technically. So have an access from mobile in case of this blended learning. And if we speak about Canvas platform for medical English mastery, of course, it's efficient. It must be. And you can see all those pluses, advantages of it. You can see I just skip to read it. And at last, words of thanks. So thank you all. Thank you, our organizers. Thank you, Liudmyla, for inspiring quotes, videos, creative presentation. You, it seems to me, have put enough salt in our hay, and we see the direction where to move forward. Oh, thank you, Julia. So many thanks of words of sorry for disturbing you, and thank you for valuable help, of course. And thank you, our group mates. We were in the same shoes. Thank you all for a great idea, for support, and of course for this thought-provoking and enjoyable journey. So take care of yourself. That's all.
Okay, Liudmyla, thank you very much for the warm words and for your wonderful presentation. And this is one more evidence of how much creative our teachers, our colleagues are. And you remember one of the quotes that just I shared with you at the very beginning, the teaching is the only job that steals something from home and brings it to the classroom. This is exactly what Liudmyla has demonstrated. She used her daughter as a victim of her journey. Yeah, engaged and piloted everything on her close family member before piloting it on students. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
I would like to add that Liudmyla was one of those participants with whom I really collaborated closely, and so I'm so delighted to see your course and that you piloted it successfully and everything is okay now. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and just there is one thing that made me worried a little bit. I read one of the comments from your students in just the discussion, the one that when they were sharing their diagnosis, and one of the comments ran, interesting assumption. Now I'm not sure about my diagnosis, but thank goodness these diseases have the same treatment.
Yes.
I wish I were not the patient of this student.
So my students are so poor.
What if the diseases have different treatment patterns? But still, they're still second or third year students, right? And they still have 3 years ahead of them to make sure what kind of disease they are diagnosing.
Not 3 years, 4 years for master's degree, and then at least 2 years of internship. So they know where to move.
And just Bogomolets Medical University is ranked very high, so just we can rely on those graduates whom whom we have for our doctors. Okay, so dear teammates, any questions to ask Liudmyla? Okay, so then let's ask Marina. Yes, sorry, Liudmyla, you wanted to say something? Okay, Marina Romaniukha, the floor is yours. And a very intriguing title, Small Steps Towards Big Goals. Marina, you are welcome with your big goals and small steps to achieve them.
Hello, dear colleagues. I am incredibly proud to be here today, and just a second, lots of windows. I would like to start today with this reworked slogan of human achievement. I'm sure you can see it here. So what we all have today, what we all are presenting is a small step for our students, but this is a huge leap for everyone here, because a lot of work, a lot of reflection, a lot of learning has gone into these courses. And I'm sure everyone has grown. So I am expressing a lot of gratitude to the coaches, to Liudmyla, to Julia, and to the colleagues present here. So my presentation is entitled Small Steps Towards Big Goals. I totally agree that sometimes smaller is more efficient. My course is entitled Give Me a Reason. So it's about argumentation. It's about explaining and proving your point, being confident in your speaking, in your writing. Here you can see that the overall aim is to improve some of the students' writing skills and prepare them for writing opinion essay within the topic traveling. I have chosen this one. It looks like a light topic to start in a new environment. Some of the objectives are present here. I'm sure you can read them. The students are expected to be able to describe the components of opinion essay, identify effective techniques of paraphrasing. Probably I would focus especially on number 4, critically analyze visual content and draw logical conclusions about it, because this is something that I have missed a lot when they taught me writing. So I decided to kind of make up for it in my own course. Some learners' facts and needs. I have a small group of third-year bachelor students. We mainly work in presence mode, in traditional mode. They are philologists. They are a mixed level group, B1, B2. But I would like to note that the difference is quite big. Some of the students are really fluent, but some of them badly need to improve their basic grammar, like present continuous, So it was a big challenge for me. They are studying practical course of English, so baseline course. We have only 2 classes per week. That's why it was a big challenge to squeeze the fun inside of these 2 weeks. And I thought that my students were quite tech savvy. These are some of the challenges. One of the expected learning outcomes for these students is to know the principles, techniques, and tools for creating spoken or written texts of different genres and styles in native and foreign languages. And here I would like to note one thing. I started with it, and it was the biggest thing that bothered me. Every learner hates writing. We all hate writing, especially when it comes to long essays, like 200, 250 essays. So I tried to cope with it. Another obstacle is artificial intelligence. When you do not see the person, or when they are staying online asynchronously, they will definitely ask for help. They will use the tools that are available, open. Most of them are free right now. So probably my steps were to kind of outsmart them, to develop the environment that would make them talk about themselves and use their own brains. Here I also have a challenge, which is to make my tasks personal, to make them feel at home in this environment. Here in the brackets, I have some facts about this group. One of the students is a gardener. She loves plants. She loves working in the soil. One of the students went to Germany exactly right now for 2 weeks. So she's away, and this is the only way we can collaborate, we can communicate. One of the students has been abroad and she loves France. One of the young women has a medical condition and she needs to be careful with food. Another is, so there's a lot of facts that I know, and I have taken a lot of steps to find out this information about my students and to kind of adjust the materials to fit their interests. Then here is my take on go small, and it might be effective. I needed to create edible chunks. We cannot eat an elephant as a whole. We need to divide it and probably feel a sense of assessment. Improving grammar. I tried to build in some practice here. Next, simultaneously, there are a few speech patterns for argumentation that I tried to give them, as well as I try to create an engaging language for the tasks and comfortable environment. The last but not the least, probably the most important, thank you, Liudmyla. One of your Telegram messages was like, colleagues, please try to enjoy the thing you are doing. And I really tried to do that. So let me show some of the things I have developed. This is the homepage. It's downloading. Sorry, the picture is opening. It takes a little bit of time. I tried to use images to make it more engaging. A word of welcome, the course outline with objectives, some course summary, and let me invite you to look at the modules. There are two of them, and I am not sure about my students, but I enjoyed creating the titles for these topics because one semester ago, I taught stylistics to these students. So I really hope they enjoyed the connections, the metaphors, the comparisons. Module number 1 and number 2, their titles kind of speak about physical training, going to gym. It kind of gives a bit of energy to the whole process. Yeah. So let me go back. Let me show just one thing, a few things that I really enjoyed doing. So here is a task, which is an opening task, opening assignment for the students. It speaks about the benefits of traveling. This is a really short video. It took me a while to find something short to fit it into here. I loved embedding the videos. Thank you so much. Here, have a look at the task itself. It tries to speak to every student. They need to choose which of these pieces of advice speak to them and why. So they need to use argumentation already after listening. And here you have some speech formulas. They needed to use at least 3 to be able to speak later, to be able to write an opinion essay later in their course. Next, there is a task which sorry, black screen, it's opening. That's interesting. Okay, just a second.
Maybe you will show it not as student view. Yeah, Julia, might that help?
Yeah, I'm switching back. So the second module is more practical. It is entitled in a metaphoric way, pump it up, like you are in a gym and you are doing a hard work. One of the first tasks is entitled in a rhyming way, no lace paraphrase. This is a part of a good opinion essay. Here you have a collection of 9 titles. They need to be paraphrased, but each student chooses only 2. And I must say that it took me a while to develop the titles that would speak to this exact group of students, because one of the students went to Poland with her cat And she told me a lot about how much she suffered, how much the cat suffered. So I kind of forecasted that that student would choose this title to work with. Then another person does not really have money, so probably number 9 would speak to them. And below, you know, I really felt that when they taught me writing, I did not have enough examples, I didn't have enough formulas to copy, to incorporate into my own writing. So I've decided to make small tasks with a small number of, you know, formulas like this. So probably each of the students would choose something to their liking from this collection. And I must say, I had some nice results. I really loved the rubrics. Of course, I need to develop them in a more elaborate way. I need to work on them more, but it gave me a lot of insights about how I assess the available topics right now, the available essays right now. When you have categories that you assess, it really simplifies your work, and it makes it easier for the students to follow your guidelines. Now, there's something I want to show you. There's a task where, let me show you the pictures better. The task is entitled "What is wrong here?" When you do writing, when you are training your students writing, probably it is not, it is unexpected that somebody would use pictures. But, well, let me share my story. I did a lot of work imagining and you know, giving prompts to AI to develop them. These are 4 pictures where there's a traveler in some typical context. They are doing something, but there is something wrong in each of them. I invited my students to analyze what is wrong, but there are guidelines. They are supposed to describe each of the pictures and write exactly 4 to 8 sentences about each of them. They are supposed to describe the overall context and use present continuous with which they are struggling. Some of them are really struggling with such simple basic grammar. The next part is describing typical context. What do people typically do in situations like that? And I've decided to, you know, focus on something we have learned before and give them extra training. They knew a construction like tend to, likely to, so there's more practice with grammar. And the new thing I gave them was this construction, supposed to, something new which might be useful for writing. Here is a possible passage with translation and actually possible continuation of the story. What exactly is going against the expected result? You know, in this part of the story, I had incredible feedback, honest feedback from a number of my students. The feedback is in the presentation. Just a second. One of the comments was, I loved it because it was difficult. I loved it that yes, just a second. It paused on the very important part. I'm sorry about this pause. Yeah, I loved it because it was difficult. I could not trick you. I needed to work myself. You know, I loved it, and but I will definitely work with it more. Another student said, that the task "What's wrong here" was a brainstorm. And well, language learning is supposed to be difficult. It is supposed to be a brainstorm. Another response was, "I loved it, and you should invite our other teachers to Canvas because it's fun. This is something different, and the tasks are designed in a different way." Here, let me focus on a number of imperfections. There were a number of misconceptions about my students' ICT competence. I had a student who sent her assignment to my email, which was very strange. I didn't expect that. I didn't know I had to prepare them to work inside the platform. But this is a lot. This gives me something to think about for the future. Yes, the same problem appeared in my piloting course as well. Multiple user accounts. The student enters, doesn't care what happens next, and registers again, creates another user account. I'm working on it now. So probably I need to give them instructions like pre-teaching ICT skills, how to use it in a digital form. Another misconception, strangely enough, my logic is a bit different than the logic of my students, but it was good because opinions, they exist to be shared, to be heard. One of the reactions to the assignment with, you remember these pictures, students were supposed to give opinion what is wrong here. You can see this guy. He's definitely a hiker. Everybody knows how difficult, how challenging it is to go up a mountain, how heavy it is on your shoulders. So my idea was that hikers are not supposed to take a lot of weight on them. They are supposed to think smart and pack smart. And this is a response of one of my students. Yeah, have a look. Maybe that man doesn't have anyone to help him with those plants. He doesn't have anyone to stay with the plants. So he took the plants with him. Perhaps they replace the friends that he does not have. It made me think a lot. I know the person. I know this is a young girl, and she is basically the mother to her younger sister. She works really hard, and she is struggling to find new friends, new kinds of entertainment. She tries to squeeze it into her really busy timetable. And this is exactly the person who was happy to do the task. She was happy that it was difficult. She was happy that she could not outsmart me, kind of like that. Some of the disappointments that I had, I was surprised that high achievers, the students who generally work hard and for whom this is pretty easy, they did not show enough motivation. And the struggling students were quite motivated, and they gave a lot of feedback. They worked much harder. Another thing, my problem was with an ungraded quiz. It was after a video, they watched a video about the basics of an opinion essay, but it presents itself in a mixed order to the students. It is very confusing. It breaks all my plans, and probably I need to work on it. My biggest disappointment was with my objective. I was planning to get them write an opinion essay inside the platform and upload it there for me to check, for the peers to see. But, there are too many threats from artificial intelligence. I decided that it would not work. and it would just be a failure. My plan right now is to invite them into the classroom and have them write with as many speech formulas as they remember from my course. I hope it works. And only later, after this presence writing, they will go through my quiz, how useful how useful this work was, how much they remember, what problems they had, what would they like to improve, etc. So this is, for me right now, I'm passing to conclusions. My Canvas right now will be definitely in a blended format, because I have some positive feedback, because I enjoyed very much, because I have learned a lot, and I'm sure there are more steps ahead, but I'm loving it, and I would like to finish this presentation with a picture. It is, you know, everyone probably has been somewhere at an art exhibition. I was happy to see this room. This is an artist's room, and there are, you probably see a canvas. This is the picture I used to congratulate my colleagues with the Teachers' Day. Little did I know how much the idea of a canvas would help and would be useful and so actual for me. So I am finishing a lot of gratitude to Liudmyla, to Julia, a lot of thanks to the colleagues for support. When I see how much you have done, I feel kind of sorry to miss this opportunity. So a lot of thank you. And I really hope that I will continue learning from you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Marina. Thank you. I'm lowering my hand. I just raised it to show Marina that we are pressed for time, and just please everybody try to stick to the limit of a maximum of 15 minutes, because we have 3 more presentations ahead of us. Okay, but just, you see, Marina has just shared with us her experience, and with every new presentation we see different perspectives on everything that we have gone throughout our course. Marina has just provided a very vivid example of how much effort, how much time, and how much commitment it takes to make you learn a story. You see how much deep she is into her students' life, her students' experience, her students' problems, challenges, and concerns. And the whole course was actually based on the individual insights of students, which is a wonderful thing. And reacting to what Marina said, that learners usually hate writing, maybe this is just because we all have never been taught writing appropriately. And that's the reason. Marina has made a couple of, I wouldn't say small, a couple of huge steps to improve the situation and make her students love writing. Thank you very much for that. Okay, thank you. At this point, we give the floor to Liudmyla Sinna, and she's going to explain to us why Canvas was her obstacle course. Liudmyla, you're welcome.
Hello, everyone, and I want to start my presentation. So, first of all, hello, everyone, and I'm very thrilled to share insights and feedback on my recent venture on the road of online education with the creation of this course. But as you can see, the title of my presentation, Canvas is an obstacle course. I wanted to connect this with the military topics, or maybe theme. And as a teacher of National Academy of the National Guard of Ukraine, and this presentation is going to be not maybe so sophisticated in speculations, but maybe some more metaphorical. And Liudmyla, I recollected our conversation during Lviv conference when we are discussing that metaphors are our vivid tool, maybe, yeah, to incorporate in somebody's shoes. So let me share my experience with this. First of all, I want to say that obstacle course, according to Wikipedia, is a series of challenging physical obstacle individual and team must navigate individual or team must navigate usually while being timed. So we worked individually, we worked in teams, we were navigated by our trainers, and we had deadlines. So that's why it's going to be the metaphor between obstacle course and my experience. And the second definition that I have found in Wikipedia, a way to familiarize recruits. So in brackets, I have our metaphorical bridging maybe. So we are newcomers as a recruits at an obstacle course with the kind of tactical movement. So our tactical movement was methodology, how to do this or that. Then we will use in combat. So this is our teaching area. This is our teaching field, as well as for training. This is going to be brainstorming, building teamwork, because we were working all together as a great Canvas team, and evaluating problem-solving skills. So during the designing of your own course and my own course, I'm sure that we were solving a lot of problems, and we were developing our solving skills, problem-solving skills. So if we say about the obstacle course and characteristics, the main story that typical courses involve the participants that should climb, and it was my learning how to do this or that presentation, or maybe this or that task, yeah. Then some of soldiers should crawl under, and this is also the designing, the steps of my designing. Then they should balance, and this is the piloting period of my course. Then they need to hang, don't fall. So this is the testing, and they need to jump to different obstacles. So that's why this is the process of creating. And of course, we had some imperfections. At obstacle course, they are puddles of muddy water, some ropes, nets, no touch restrictions. So this is the short description of my whole vision of the obstacle course and the process of designing the canvas. But let's get straight down to my course. So the title of this course is Service Starter Pack, and this is a SP course. And you know that I had some troubles with defining what kind of learner should be incorporated in this. Then due to Liudmyla's recommendation, so I have changed a bit this, and I want to say that I also had 2 modules, but some words about the first year, yeah, the learner story. So this is the first year, and the level according to the Stelmakh 1+, it's between A2, B1, and I have selected only 10 cadets from the whole group, and it was about 32 of them. And the first point of this obstacle course for me was a climbing. And I mean that I was struggling with creating course objectives because for me it was challenging, first of all, and I hope that all of these have been done successfully. And I want to say that I want to share about the second period, or maybe the second phase of my obstacle course as creating Canvas course. This is jumping into details, how to create the first module, the second module, and here you can see the first module tasks and even the example of video. And I know that I can incorporate this video, but there were my first steps, and that's why I didn't change this as a link, not incorporated video. And here also I have attached some books and grammar practice book with the revision, because the same story as my colleague said, according to working with mixed ability group, we have faced some problems with revisions, this or that grammar point. So that's why it was the link, go back and maybe to recollect something if it was very, very difficult or something like this one. So, and if we speak about the first module, okay, you cannot see maybe. So the first module title also was created with some kind of creativity, and the title Warriors Unveiled, Embracing Identity and Structure. So, and students or cadets, they delved into the personal identification, some daily routine and boot camps, and the organizational structure of military forces. And after that, they are supposed, or they were supposed to discuss this. And thank you, Julia, for giving me the recommendation during my piloting from the previous meeting, I mean, in February, yeah, when we were speaking how to do this closing discussion or maybe just discussion with replies, because before that I have met these problems and I didn't know what's wrong. And the second module, okay, you can see the title, Arsenal Unveiled. So exploring military equipment and communication. And in this case, I was scrolling under my circumstances, I may say, due to war, due to some problems with missiles, rockets, and that's why, unfortunately, this module is not so maybe big, but as you have said, my dear colleagues, so quantity doesn't mean, yeah, the best quality. So this is what the process of my crawling under all circumstances that I have faced. But also I have developed some tasks with the description, the function and of different military vehicles, and I may say that my cadets liked it very much because they are a fan of different military vehicles, and this is cup of tea for them for sure, because I was absolutely none comparing with them, and I may say that they are well done in this. So speaking my pitfalls and hurdles, I divided it into my pitfalls and my cadets' pitfalls. I may say that the first process and the first hurdle was multitasking, because in this, during the creation or during the designing of this Canvas course, we are not, and you may agree with me, we are not only, or we were not only teachers, like methodologists, yeah? We were like technicians, we were like IT experts or something like this one. And in this case, multitasking on the first stage was not so maybe on the high level. I'm speaking about myself. The second one, technical issues, of course, they are connected with multitasking. So I have seen my picture in my brain, but I didn't know how to do this technically for sure, and as on the level of expert or something like this one. But then I decided that the main idea just to practice, and then I will improve it. And deadlines, of course, as you have seen, my deadlines were my problems with deadlines were connected to that. My cadets, we have offline education, and in this case, we needed to find out this extra time for the completing these tasks. And in this case, we have, so they have the separate time after classes. It is called samopidgotovka, so self-preparation for the next day. And according to their schedule, they needed to write out what are they doing during these 3 or 4 hours. And I was, so I asked my boss to allocate some time for using this online course on Canvas. And I may say that according to technical issues, and I wanted to share the next one. Yeah, it was maybe the biggest problem for them, balancing between my requests, balancing between their timetable according to other classes, and of course, balancing using telephones because they don't have computers, unfortunately. So it was like balancing for them. Also, I may say about rappelling walls, this is one of the obstacle course exercise. And of course, this is a metaphor. And I want to say that rappelling walls sometimes for two of my cadets were some easy tasks that I thought so should be easy, but for them they are not, and it was even connected with giving replies in discussions. But this is a collaboration point, and as all of my dear colleagues discussed, so it's a pitfall for everyone. Maybe peer assessment, I suppose that it's going to be some crack maybe, yeah, and hurdle, and so I hope that we have time for improving this peer assessment, because and this is the connected problems with agility and creative tasks, because they are military. Can you see they are from special, so they are taught from special force. And one point they told me, and the CO of this group told me, Liudmyla Yurievna, you need to give us the direct orders, because we don't understand how to do these creative tasks. What does it mean to speak about, to think over, to speculate, or give me please the action plan? So, and for me, it was like I was stumbled, and then I decided that maybe the flexibility of the creating these tasks connected with creativity, or maybe individual sharing point of view, is going to be given with strict and more detailed maybe instructions, something like this one. So I want to say that designing Converse as an obstacle course, it's like navigating in an obstacle course. And it required determination, creativity, of course, and teamwork. But I may say that it's worth it. And you can see this video, it's like me running alongside all of these 2 months, because I wanted to say that I had some overload at work, and one more course connected with teaching in emergency by American embassy. So that's why I needed to allocate time for much more than 3 activities. And if we speak about some perspectives, I want to create my action plan if it is connected with military, yeah, topic. And I also liked that somebody mentioned about orientation course. I think that really they need to have such orientation course, and connected with students. And one more point that Marina said, that AI is a threat. For my group, AI wasn't a threat. I also thought that they would use it, but no. Due to their direct brain or maybe mindset, they didn't use it. They just accept this as the whole order, and they need to commit it, and they need to follow this, and that's all. So according to my reflection, so never give up. So I need to go further in this. Practice makes perfect, my favorite saying, and thank you for using this by my colleagues. And I want to involve my colleagues into this course, because next year we are enrolling more cadets with this ESP course specialty. I mean, these special forces, and I need to create something maybe much more bigger, speaking about the course, not that unveiling some aspects. And I want to say thank you, first of all, to our trainers. So you are like instructors, and due to your work, we we are swimming, we are not sank, yeah. And thank you to my colleagues for your collaboration. Thank you for our Zoom meetings, and I mean extra Zoom meetings that we had, some of our discussions. And I may say that I need to take a lot of things from your courses, and my feedback is going to be, and my reflection is going to be much more is going to be richer, and even I need to change some in my course due to your presentations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Liudmyla. We do appreciate your efforts with the metaphors. This is what I actually adore, and you have succeeded 300% with this, right? And just you see, Liudmyla's story is another evidence of how your learner story may affect your design and implementation of the learning assets. You see, cadets really are not perhaps the people who should be asked to come up with a lot of creativity. And you need you still need to make learning for them engaging. You still need to make them develop their critical thinking skills, creative thinking skills, just a lot of things. Well, thank you, Liudmyla. We know how difficult it was for you just to go through all that, but I guess the second attempt was much more successful than the first one. Success to you in your future adventures. Well, any questions to ask Liudmyla? If no, then we see how much impatient Diana Stelmakh is now just to share her first experience with Canvas. And Diana, you're welcome. The floor is yours and the screen is yours.
Yeah, that's right. Hello, everyone. Okay, let me make my screen. Yeah, okay, good. So actually, my name is Diana. Yeah, okay, I'm the representative of Chernihiv National Collegium University. Yeah, okay. So today I'm going to share my first experience of using this platform Canvas. And actually, I must admit that before I had some hesitations whether to share it or not, because today is going to be a really first experience. Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, because of the workload, I didn't have the opportunity to use this course, to use this platform fully and to try it fully, yeah. But despite this fact, I still decided that my experience is valuable still for me, yeah, okay, and therefore I'm going to share what I've practiced, yes. Okay, so my course was created as Enriching Teaching methodology of teaching English. I've chosen this one, and I must admit that despite the fact that you mentioned that we are to create an online course, yeah, this was a kind of blended learning again, yeah, okay, because actually we had some classes, yeah, okay, some Zoom classes, yeah, in reality, yeah, okay, so we cooperated with my students, but still this platform was used as the platform for their individual works, yeah, okay. So as you see, this is the word of welcome, yeah, okay. I have also created the course outline, yeah, okay, and based on this course of methodology, the third year students had to get acquainted with some stages, how to create their lesson plans, yeah, with some actually with some aims of these lesson plans, and also to learn main types of these lesson plans. Yeah, okay. Actually, these individual works were connected with lesson planning. Yes, a kind of this. Okay, I have also developed 4 steps. Yes, actually created module 1 and module 2. Yeah, okay. But then some problems occurred, at least a lot of work came. Yeah, okay. And I didn't manage to create a lot of assignments. But still, I have created one of the assignments, and it was a kind of discussion. Yes, okay. So here there was a link to the article of methodology. Yeah, okay. They actually had to answer the questions. Yeah, okay. And therefore, we discussed that. They managed to discuss this one. Yeah. Okay, as for creating assignments, I must say at once that it was really nice, yeah, okay, and I would say that it is a great benefit, yeah, okay, as for this one, as for Canvas, yeah, okay, because it's easy to create assignments, it's easy to discuss here, yeah, okay, you may also upload some links, yeah, okay, you may offer videos, yeah, so this is a great opportunity to use different actual pieces of information. Yeah. Okay, moving on to quiz. Yeah, okay, then I managed to create a quiz also. Yeah, okay, so the quiz was not that bad and they managed to cope with it. But still, as for me, yeah, okay, the problem appeared when I had to work with the multiple drop down. Yeah, okay, good. Again, I couldn't find that how to make this task. Yeah, okay, and they told me, yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, okay. But unfortunately, I didn't have time to correct it. So this is for my future, I suppose. Yeah, okay. As for the advantages of the course, I must say that it's a really effective one. Yeah, okay. It's easy to create an assignment. It's easy to create a task, except a multiple drop down. I mentioned this one. Okay. Also, it is possible to use quick evaluation. Also, we can use different visuals. Yeah, okay. Can be used for discussions and collaboration. Yeah. So these are the main pluses. And these are not only the advantages which I have noticed, but also my students mentioned. Yeah, okay. Actually, they said that the platform is really user-friendly. They didn't have any problems, except one student. She couldn't join the course, but later she managed. So everything was fine. As for disadvantages, yeah, there are no disadvantages, I would say, but still this one, as for me, maybe requires some time and practice. I really need to study it more. Yeah, okay. I really need to have some more time to get acquainted myself with different issues, all that. Because, for example, I have not tried rubrics, but I do understand that they are good and important here. Yes, okay, and they will bring a lot of benefits. As for this one, yeah, okay, and of course I also want to say a lot of thanks, yeah, okay, for great communication that we had during this course, yeah, okay, for your training, Liudmyla and Julia, thanks a lot, yeah, and for your attention today. And also what I must admit that actually this course actually it showed us the way, yes, okay, and we are going to go through this way. Yeah, okay, I hope that I will definitely start this platform, yeah, okay, and will use it during my classes. And I see, as all the presentations showed, that actually this one can be used in various variants. Yeah, okay, we can use it for blended learning. We can use it for different topics. We can use it for absolutely different courses. Yeah, okay, but therefore this gives us the pluses we have, yeah, from it. So thanks a lot, yeah, okay, I will not take your time. If you have any questions, you are welcome.
Okay, any questions to ask Dana? Thank you very much. Wonderful ideas about your first experience, and we are very much grateful for your just frank and open admitting that you haven't tried something, but this is the first step for trying something. Well, you say, I haven't done this. The next step you take is, I will do this. I have got one
I'm
question.
sure I will do this. Yeah, because I'm interested in it.
I've got one question to ask you. In your word of welcome, when you were addressing your students and would-be colleagues, you wrote, I adore both sides of education, teaching and learning. Why only these two sides? Have you forgotten about assessment? Which is the third.
Yeah.
Okay, this is that basic methodological triangle, teaching, learning, and assessment. And I love the recent term that is used. It's a kind of an ecosystem, right? Teaching, learning, and assessment. And just by the way, it's not criticism, but this is just a brief remark. Some of the previous presenters mentioned various verbs that stand for assessment. Check assignments, summative control. Guys, please forget about checking and controlling. Well, it's about assessment, right? It's about summative assessment. It's about assessing tasks, right? It's about measuring something, but checking and controlling doesn't sound very much user-friendly. Okay. Thank you very much, Diana. And finally, we have come to the guru of procrastination, Natalia Dechuk, who is going to tell us how to procrastinate creatively while creating the online course on Canvas. Natalia, you're welcome. The floor and the screen are yours.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I shall start sharing the screen first. Can you see my screen? Okay, thank you. And a word of caution, Zoom sometimes stops showing slides. Just in case you see the pictures do not go on, let me know, because I have about 80 of them for this 15-20 minutes. Okay, good evening, everyone.
Natalia, sorry to drop in here. Could you please make it full screen?
I did it.
If possible.
Okay, I shall try again. I've already done this. How about right now?
It's great.
Yeah, full screen for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Just perfect. Thank you.
So let us begin. So creative procrastination while creating the course. You know, teaching media studies, I decided to use this assonance trick to name my presentation. Actually, I don't like doubled creating here, but to make it sound like itchy, I decided to live. So the process I'm going to describe is the one which I am facing throughout the last 2 years while being involved in a variety of projects. But I see that this becomes a kind of in a tradition or in a system or in a lifestyle since we got stuck in the confinements of our home studies. So let us see. So my course was entitled Your Visual Literacy is Your Visual Superpower. The second title was You See What You Expect to See. So your course on visual literacy. What I shall talk about today, I shall talk about my motivation, about participation ups and downs, about my procrastination, about how I found out that procrastination can be creative, about my Canvas course itself, definitely, and impact and profits as well as lessons learned. I will not talk about piloting the course because my piloting with the students it was aimed at will start just in April 15th when my students come back from their teaching practice. I will not talk about my humble predictions that it was the procrastination that hindered some of our colleagues which are missing today, well, creating their courses or at least trying to reach some goal of theirs. I will not talk about how I cope with procrastination because I don't. I will not talk about techniques of course creation and my dilemmas and impact of how many hours I spent on creating this course, quite a lot, not to use four-letter word, and I will not talk about dangers of procrastination. So I don't know what you expect, but hope you would expect to hear something that would be of use to you too. But I'm happy, you know, I'm happy because I know that in 20 minutes, I will feel blissfully happy that it is over, that that I managed to reach some result, and I'm happy that definitely I, to some extent, conquered myself and made myself do this. So my motivation. I will quote one of the videographer bloggers, famous bloggers nowadays. If the project is not aligned to your interests, you are never going to want to do it. So definitely this is about me. This is me at the age of, I presume, 6th, 7th form at school. At that time, I was collecting pocket calendars. And pocket calendars, you know, they were easily bought, but at the same time, they were rarities. And my father brought a lot to me when he was visiting Kiev. He was visiting Kiev almost every month. So I received a lot of new calendars in comparison with my classmates, and we were able to make exchanges. But what I understood later, that thanks to this collecting habit, I memorized visuals, I memorized pictures I have, and I memorized and I understood what I need to compile the collection of visuals. So my collection was more than 5,000 pocket calendars, but that habit I used later. Nothing happens in our life without some reason. Here you see some posters, which are definitely of some inspirational value. A little progress every day adds up to big results. No defeat is final until you stop trying. Nobody ever expects an accident. Watch out. So these three posters are one of the most cherished by me, because I received them from the guy whom you see in the photo. When we were studying at the university, we had foreign students, and during one of the breaks, I helped interpreting him as a newcomer to the Soviet Union at that time to study Russian, Ukrainian, and at the canteen I helped him to talk to lady cashier, and we got acquainted, and I, as a present, I received these posters. And further on, I decided to commemorate this event using the slogan, "A little progress every day adds up to big results," as a motto of my agency of foreign languages. Now he is working in Russia. Unfortunately, he is a very famous doctor. But at that time, he started studying in Ukraine. So about visuals, my preference to my likings, my obsession to some extent with visuals, I share with the visuals of Evgenia Hapchinska, famous Ukrainian painter from Kharkiv. I like her visuals not just only because of the cute faces and angels, which they say bring luck, and those who can't get pregnant if they buy it used to be, what the rumors were, if you buy a picture by Evgenia Hapchinska, you will have a child. But I like the inscriptions she writes on her pictures. Я научилась делать ласточку, сама сделаю свой космос. Я научилась делать праздник. Now she writes, she inscribes her pictures in Ukrainian and in English for English audience, but some pictures are very inspirational and could be definitely utilized as educational material. And I used to have one workshop of mine developed on basis of her pictures. Another painter whom I like and adore and use a lot, and I deliberately brought him and information about him to Ukraine. This is Norman Rockwell, famous American artist who made illustrations for Saturday Evening Post. So his pictures are like photos. If you look in detail, you would definitely be amazed what a tricky and intricate elements he manages to draw. And all pictures of his are like small stories. So to crown it all, I wanted to water out so-called chalk and talk curriculum and introduce something to let my students know how to work with visuals. Who are my students? These are real students who visited me just 4 weeks ago. These are extramural students, one from Austria, this lady is from Canada, and they came to Ukraine to undergo their teaching practice, and they visited me. So these are students of 4th years of studies, aged from 20 to 40. In the group, we have different ones. Proficiency level B2, B1. Some of them are working as teachers, and we are covering with them topics, subjects of media studies and modern trends in teaching methodology. So, creativity. Why this word is present in the headline of my workshop? Of course, in order to make up a course, you have to be creative in this or that way. That's undoubtedly. A quotation about creativity. Who needs it? The obvious answer is that we all do. Creativity is the lifeblood of any successful enterprise. But as anyone in business knows, creativity is hard to manage, difficult to encourage, and almost impossible to define. So this is what we're going to do right now. To define something impossible, though possible, due to the huge list of participants completing the course. Outlined creativity criteria and creativity types. They were done and highlighted in the previous century, more than 30 years ago. And one of the criteria due to which creativity was related was the end product. Depending on the end product you are going to compile, fulfill, create, your creativity might be different. So expected creativity, responsive creativity, contributory creativity, and proactive creativity. So the most prevailing is responsive, but many of them are differing from each other due to the fact that they are urged by either external motivational factors or internal. So it depends on a personality. So think for yourself, what were your motivators, internal or external? External, the deadline, the rapport to build with the community, the image you want to create, or internal, you want to prove something for yourself, that you can do this, you can manage this, you can cover this, and so on and so forth. There are lots of theories of creativity in psychology, you name it, developmental, psychometric, economic, cognitive, problem solving, and so on and so forth. So many of them. I will quote some awesome words. Nothing is more dangerous than an idea when it's the only one we have. With me, that was the only one idea. I wanted to make a course on visuals. But it turned out that procrastination visited me. But to my great excitement, I invented this term myself. I see that I procrastinate, but at the same time, something is being done. Yet still, I do something, and step by step, I overcome some items in my plan, and I do systematically something. But for me, it feels like I'm doing nothing because I don't see the end result. And I decided to think that maybe this is creative procrastination, just to calm myself down. But it turns out the term exists, and the synonymic term to it is productive procrastination, which is the ability to postpone important things, but at the same time doing something important. So, benefits of this procrastination. Definitely, it helps you to be productive to some extent. You can be motivated by it because you are doing some tasks, not to full extent, but nevertheless. All procrastinators put off things they have to do. Structured procrastination is the art of making this bad trait work for you. The key idea is that procrastinating doesn't mean doing absolutely nothing. I was busy all the time, but at the same time, no result. However, the procrastinator can be motivated to do difficult, timely, and important tasks as long as these tasks are a way of not doing something more important. You see, some discrepancy, yet still logic exists. Wisdom words. Anyone can do any amount of work, provided it isn't the work he's supposed to be doing at that moment. So exactly that was. I did many things. You couldn't even imagine what I did. I will tell you a bit later. So I decided to dig deeper and look for scientific proof about procrastination, curious procrastination. So there are articles you can see in research page, you can see in Google Scholar, you can find articles in LinkedIn. So something is going on with this procrastination. So the cycle is existing, but nevertheless, it is never ending. So you procrastinate, you feel guilty. There are moments when you panic. There are moments when you make excuses because you have to be distracted by something which doesn't depend on you. And as a result, you procrastinate, and it goes on and goes on. So official scientific psychological studies prove that procrastination to some extent gives boost to creativity, as it may funny to sound, but it gives boost to creativity, and at the same time influences emotional state. Brian Tracy, famous psychologist, says everyone procrastinates. The difference between high performers and low performers is largely determined by what they choose to procrastinate on. So, in creative procrastination, you choose what to ignore. And creative procrastination definitely helps you to focus in some way and lets you become mature, lets your ideas not to come out immediately, but let them be kind of boiled, thought over, tried and tested, elaborated, thought over while you are in a shower or brushing up your teeth. Creative procrastination is one of the most effective of all personal performance techniques. Can you believe it? In fact, is that you can't do everything that you have to do. You have to procrastinate on something. That's the normal way out. Famous musician who was nominated for Grammy wrote that if you wait a little longer, most probably your ideas that you then are going to execute might be a little better instead of starting right away. So do not rush. What I did, I decided to start, planning, collecting ideas. So this is my original handwriting. We all got used to typing. When I am in creative mood, in flow mood, I write in pencil. But in normal life, I write in ink pad, which is also unusual. So I decided to collect ideas. You see, it's many points, many items, many issues. Then I thought I need to find materials to support the ideas, to illustrate, to quote, to invent something on the basis of authentic materials, first and foremost. The word of wisdom comes here. When it all gets too heavy, it's okay to put it down. So for me, it looked too heavy. It looked like a whole course for the whole semester, not just for a few lectures within the session. More than that, I had to have to establish my long-lasting friendship with Benjamin Bloom and his taxonomy. I use his taxonomy when I'm talking about aphoristic utterances and creating assignments based on them, but this is something different. So, another thing, do not expect it to be anything that it is not yet, which is nothing if you are just beginning. It can't be anything. Allow the process to happen, and guess what? It's going to become super duper cool. So you have to wait. You have to start experimenting, do something, something you are actually, genuinely, authentically excited about, and I guarantee its completion will be way easier. So this is Zach Ramelan says, and I support him. The main thing is, what matters is how you see yourself here. Either like kitten or like a lion. Left or right, So you are afraid or you are super empowered and believe in yourselves. Eliminate the idea of doing something to a certain degree will help the completion way better. I do agree, because I thought that I had to embrace everything at a time, and I understood I can't squeeze it, I can't put it in. So I did some creativity activities, and thanks to procrastination over this course, I covered the following things. 47 books of visual literacy. I looked through 40 articles on visual literacy. I looked through 15 methodology books on how to work with visuals. I downloaded 80 books on creativity, psychology, and neuroscience of creativity. You know, nowadays we have to be on a par with recent trends. Neuro-language coaching, language coaching, neuroscience issues are to be incorporated into our programs. We have to know what to tell our students because they ask for. This is what they are earning money while leaving the university. So 80 books, 37 articles on creativity, and 27 articles on divergent thinking. You know, it turns out that psychologists found out that due to creativity and you can develop divergent thinking, and while procrastinating too. So meanwhile, what was going on in my life? Apart from that, one day I was super creative to give instructions to artificial intelligence apps, and I created 80 pictures of illustrating the main picture, which I took as the icon for the course. I decided to elaborate the idea and ask artificial intelligence invent the pictures of girls in different artistic styles. So that was also my flow of creativity. Digital art, anime, watercolor, art of Victorian era, Egyptian pyramids, burlesque, Salvador Dali, Van Gogh, all these issues, I gave instructions, I was in the mood of writing, and it creating it for me. So meanwhile, my birthday, 1st of March, Women's Day, baptizing party, my daughter was for the first time a godmother. Following my colleagues, the events are going on in our ELT life all around the globe. Listening to the psychologists, I visited even live lectures of Natalia Phonetics, which was traveling между Парижем и Киевом, so she visited Lviv. So I participated in that thing, just to increase my creativity, just to breathe something in. Nights and days, you know what goes on. At night, we are on guard. Daytime, we are on guard to manage to orchestrate a number of gadgets in order not to miss workshops, seminars of your colleagues or useful topics of your interest. So family issues. I had to help my son to cover materials because he is going to participate in international law competition in Gaga. My husband is working and I'm working like this, you may read it. My daughter is participating in dancing campaign and she had the final concert. She needs support. We out of sudden, we decided to change furniture in her room, so we decided to look for furniture. All these things were going on at a time within this month, this final month of creative course creation. Meanwhile, I had unexpected findings. MEMS were widely described in scientific literature, by the way. Celebrity media, by the way, it turns out being pregnant and bump watch and culture of being pregnant and discussing celebrities is, this is also connected with images, turns out to be very, very interesting topic. Eating fandom. even following the celebrity eating habits nowadays becomes fashionable. And you see, this is the book written for English language teachers, Intersections Between Trends and Food Cultures. So, presentation summary. Life is not made by the big things you do, but by many small experiences. Consume to fill the mind, create to empty the mind. Your visual literacy, your visual superpower. My course. So this is the dashboard, the picture I selected as the illustrative example, the illustrative illustration for the course. I like this picture. It's a famous photo of it. So I have 3 modules. One is generative potential of visual literacy as a new competency. The second one is image educational superpower. And the third is the power to present trends and statistics visually. I decided to focus on 3 issues as my course looks like to be a blended course. Something from methodology, something from linguistics and language studies, and something from business issues like this, and media studies describing trends, graphs, diagrams, and so on. So I have discussions, text versus visuals on the basis of video materials, what I came to know about visual literacy, how teaching and planning with visuals benefits you, your potential students, and a compilation of personal collections. The first activity students do, they create their mind map on the basis of what they watch in a number of videos which are uploaded. They have to watch the videos and then on the basis of that create their own mind map, how they see understanding of visual literacy. And Liudmyla, you raised your hand. You wanted to ask something, or you are waiting that I have to wind up?
I'm actually signaling that you are running over the time.
Okay,
that's my gentle warning. I can lower my hand. I can lower my hand now because you have noticed it. Okay.
Okay, I got it. So quizzes. Quizzes are well, could be easily organized. That's okay. I decided to make quizzes with visuals and make quizzes with multiple choice, matching. So this is pretty simple, pretty easy, user-friendly. Visual materials, the complication for me with this course was the fact that I was not physically, I would not be physically present in that course. And I don't know what students would be relying on what type of input. And that's why I thought it would be great to give them the possibility to work as an educator, to look through several resources, compile certain point on understanding of this or that issue, and then come up with this or that idea. So I collected a number of articles, uploaded them for students, and asked them to choose 2 and read and analyze in context of what is known to them, what they found out, and what they would like to know about on the basis of what they read. And then they would share that information within the groups on Figma board, and due to the amount of information, they would be evaluated using rubrics. Criteria defined, number of items they would collect. Another type of activities, variety of activities I decided to include is to give them possibility to make oral presentations on the basis of the analysis of course books and the ways visuals are presented there. They are free to choose any course book, any criteria, but they have to make definite analysis and present it in front of the class. Trends and graphs they are given practical activities and then tests. I decided to include a ready-made lesson from House on statistics and trends as a separate training activity. And the final project for learners would be to collect visuals illustrating different types of activities within a set topic. Say, for example, they have to collect visuals on training listening, speaking, writing, and reading skills within the confinements of the topic of sports, and plus they have to take into consideration for the 21st century skills: creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and communication. And for each point, they get the point in the rubrics, and the more they get, the better mark they will receive. Discussions on the basis of video. So this is a small TED-like presentation, not TED, but TED-like presentation on differences between text and visuals, just for them to understand. My insights: time consumers. We have to be aware of that every time we start a new project. So scanning for information, typing, scanning, actually really scanning with the computer and app, double checking. With Canvas, it was sometimes you have to double check all the time how it looks on student screen. The speed of your computer processor definitely could be a hindrance. Social media, you look at definitely sleepless nights and napping activities. Mock-up. I had issues with philosophy of the Canvas course creation app. You know, initially when you look at a first glance at it, it looks very complicated. But when the more you work with it, the more user-friendly it becomes, and the moment you get the philosophy, the thinking, it becomes easy, quite easy and user-friendly. Technical unpredictables. For example, I made a graph chart and make a quiz, and I had to try that quiz. And after that, the system tells me I can't post that quiz because one student had already done the assignment, and that is why you have to kind of somehow change something. So for me, that was unpredictable. Can't publish graphs and charts if there are student submissions. So there were students. I acted as a student. Then some funny things happened. Enumeration was in the wrong order. My recommendation, biggest recommendation for the further courses to come. Everything was great, perfect, user-friendly, calm atmosphere, a lot of input, useful input, humor, quotations, music, marvelous people, introductory video tutorials on technical aspects. Even though we are quite digitally literate, we are still illiterate to memorize everything at a time. And to read through, it takes time to look through the pop-ups and recommendations. If you, at least for visual learners, it would be great. I'm a visual learner. That's clear that I like pictures. Teachers teach the way the learning style they have themselves. So for visual learners, it would be great. Then creative procrastination. So we set goals, we procrastinate, fall, we struggle with it, but sooner or later we achieve that goal. So I think this will be continued. Give yourself time to bloom. The main word here, time and to bloom. Procrastination needs time and blooming needs time. So these are my resources and these are my thanks. Thank you very, very much. All the team, all the people who were involved in this project, participants, creators, lecturers, for your huge hearts and willingness to share, not just knowledge, but willingness to share your souls. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Natalia. You see, Natalia has just given us a full-scale workshop, right? And she has just demonstrated to each of us how much it takes to design a course. You see how many resources she has worked on, how many things she has considered, and how many issues she has touched upon. And thank you very much, Natalia, for making me think that I'm actually also a big procrastinator. I always leave everything till the last minute, but now I can have an excuse that this is my productive procrastination, structured procrastination, and creative procrastination. And it makes my ideas more mature. And it really works. Well, I never rush into the first idea that comes into my mind. And if I see that something is a bit raw, I will never just rush into developing it. I will put it off, trying to talk to myself that it's not just the time for this idea. But still, thank you. You have explained the theoretical basis for all of it. Have you got any questions to ask Natalia? No questions? Then let me share my screen. And this is what we have covered. You see, we have gone to the very final presentation here. We have listened to wonderful ideas that you have shared with us. And at this point, we come to an end of our program. You remember, it seems like it was just yesterday when you saw this slide with the first date to the 11th of January. It's already the 2nd of April today, and we have gone a long 2.5 months, almost 3 months way, just to complete it all. As usual, I would like to finish with some of the quotation. And this is what I really like. True teachers use themselves as bridges over which they invite their students to cross. Then, having facilitated their crossing, they joyfully collapse, encouraging students to create bridges of their own. You have already created your bridges. Maybe your bridge is tiny, but the student sitting here feels pretty safe, though a bit risky. And congratulations. Your students are enjoying your bridges. Which bridge will follow will depend on you. Whether this will be a solid bridge and you will support it with your 2 hands, or you may interpret it in a different way. One hand is yours, another is the hand of your students. Or whether it will be just, again, a very risky and a very unreliable bridge, and you and your student will be facing each other as opponents without no hope of coming closer to each other. Well, it's up to you to decide, and it's up to you to develop your further bridge construction. And as usual, if you don't mind, the final video from Kid President, and this time he's going to tell us 20 things that we should say more often.
"20 things we should say more often." Number 20, thank you. And not just on Thanksgiving, every day. Number 19, excuse me. Number 18, here's a surprise corn dog that I bought you because you're my friend. There'll be more corn dogs and more happy people. This is a good idea. Corn dog for you, corn dog for you, corn dog for you. Number 17, I'm sorry. Number 16, I forgive you. Number 15, you can do it! But don't say it if it's something you can't do. Number 14, another thing that we should say more often, I have barbecue sauce on my shirt too. Before you say something about the barbecue sauce on somebody else's shirt, take a look at the barbecue sauce on your own shirt. Number 13, please. Number 12, everything is going to be okay. Number 11, oh, you got me a corn dog too? You shouldn't have, buddy. Number 10, I don't know. I know a lot of people who need to say that. My sister. Number 9, you're so awesome I named my dog after you. Wait. That could hurt someone's feelings. I mean, boat. I named my boat after you. Wait, who even have a boat? You're so awesome, I legally changed my name to yours. Wait, that's super creepy. Just tell people they're awesome and mean it. Number 8. Hello, person that I've never met before. Here's a high five. Number 7. My sports team is not always the best sports team. It takes a big man to say that. Number 6. Nothing. Sometimes that's the best thing you can say. Number 5. Doesn't mean anything, but it's just really funny. Number 4. I disagree with you, but I still like you as a person who is a human being, and I'll treat you like that. Because if I didn't, it would make everything bad, and that's what lots of people do, and it's lame. Whew, I need a water break, y'all. It's okay to disagree, but it's not okay to be mean. Number 3. Sometimes you just gotta scream. Number 2. Life is tough, but so are you. Sometimes we all need to be reminded to keep going. Number 1. Something nice. Anything. If you can't think of anything nice to say, you're not thinking hard enough. So what about you? What do you think people should say more often? Leave a comment below and let's hear it. Oh, and I got a bonus one for you. Something that we should say more often? Let's dance.
So at this point, we should say goodbye to our kid president, and some of the words that we should definitely say to each other more often. First of all, it's thank you. And this is the point that Julie and I would like to tell you, thank you. Thank you for your having been here. Thank you for your having been the way you are. Thank you for your having been that much committed, creative, emotional, enthusiastic. I can't find more words, just all the best adjectives that can describe the personalities. The personality are all yours. And some of the words that Kid President told: keep going. No matter how tough life can sometimes be, and we are really going through very tough times, but still keep going. Everything is going to be okay, no doubt. You can do it, even if you think that you can't. And please don't forget that you are really awesome. And don't forget to tell this very often to the people who are around you. And all the nice words that you would like to share with the people who are close to you, please feel free to share them. Don't keep them to yourselves. And we definitely deserve this virtual bottle of champagne I'm teasing you with, and it's already the second day, and I'm looking forward to our convention in Lviv so that we could hug and kiss each other and drink that nasty bottle of champagne. So please develop your success stories. Please cherish your mistakes, just because mistakes is something we should learn from. And celebrate your imperfection, because imperfection is what will one day make you a bit more perfect. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And you
Maybe
have said so many. You have said so many nice words that just perhaps you have said all of them. Yeah, Julia, you're welcome.
I'm so sorry just for interruption. I mean, I just wanted to add something that is in my mind, and I would say thank you to those people who gave and are giving us this opportunity to meet each other virtually, but still, and to those people who defend our country and just like they can destroy our power units, but they will never ever destroy our hope and our desire to educate next generations and just grow all together, exchange our knowledge, our experience. And also, actually, I would like to express my gratitude to Liudmyla, who is our Canvas mom. And I think everyone will agree that she is just our
Canvas granny, a dinosaur.
No, just mom. And just she has been sharing her expertise, her wisdom with all of us. And I could see in your presentations like some pieces of her wisdom that she managed to share with all of us. And even I think now I have become more sophisticated too, actually, after such collaboration with you, Liudmyla. And of course, I would like to express gratitude to TESOL board, TESOL Ukraine board, for such opportunity, just to collaborate, to try myself in the shoes of a trainer, because it's kind of new for me, and I hope it's like not lost my time I have such experience. So thank you very much, and thank you all, dear participants, for your knowledge, for your feedback, and just for being with you and learning from all of you. That was really invaluable, and thank you once more.
Yeah, really. Well, just at the end of our course, I told huge thanks to Julie, and I keep saying thank you to her, because, well, I really think that there was a good match, right? A granny and a granddaughter working together, just because Julia is a real digital native, savvy, right? Digital native. Well, I'm not that much proficient in all that, and just we really learned much from each other. Julia, thank you very much. And Julia is going to do one more very responsible job. She's going to design your certificates. And that's the point of good news to share. All those who have presented within these 2 days will get a certificate of a full-scale professional development program of 180 hours, which is 6 credits, and just in your certificates there will be a breakdown of all those credits allotted to your taking part in the trainings, doing online course on Canvas, designing your own course, piloting it and reflecting on it. All this, we thought that would be just a fair decision to grant you 180 points. And we are grateful to the TESOL Ukraine board who supported us in this suggestion. And I guess Marina is happy, at least she approved all this. So Marina, if you would like to say something, please feel free. If there is something anybody else would like to say, again, please feel free. This has already become a tradition that we never finish before 9:30.
So thank you so much. I really got very emotional from everything that I saw. And thank you. I already said that this is the great first try of the micro-credential course by TESOL Ukraine. And it was only possible due to Liudmyla's and Julia's collaboration. And it let us not only discover you as wonderful creators of the course, but also Liudmyla and Julia as really wonderful presenters and course trainers and whatever. So thank you so much. Thank you for your work. I try to be with you all the time, and I really enjoyed these 2 days. So thank you so much, and wishing you all good luck. And I will remember about champagne at the conference, and I will be one of those who will drink it with you.
And perhaps Marina will let me share her secret. When Marina likes somebody very much, she usually says, "Ну просто бубочки." Well, all of you are just бубочки. This is what
really? That's so, yeah. That was our comment yesterday. Yeah,
yeah.
Liudmyla said, they are bubочки. Said, exactly. They are just bubочки. So,
okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Okay, is that the time for us to say sorry? Seems to be the hardest word.
But we need to say some words too. Could we?
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, really, you're welcome.
So Daria, please, you're welcome.
I'm very sorry, but I have one practical question. Yeah, we've done our first try. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's just yeah, we are the beginners. Yeah, for all our colleagues. Yeah, at different universities. So when we start and yeah, just we are in the process of our courses and we have some problems, questions, not so concrete yes steps. Do we have anybody or anything for us to help? I mean, maybe a service, yeah, just such as a helper, yeah, for us. Maybe instructor, anything else that may help us. It's a question. What should I do?
Telegram group with all the people.
Yeah,
it will disappear. Yeah.
Probably I would really recommend, so sorry, just a quick comment. I would really recommend to use this Canvas community, and there you might find a lot of answers actually. And also if you have any issues with some again some elements and features of Canvas, you can write either to me or to our Telegram group, and we'll cope with everything together.
Yeah, thanks. What do you mean? Yeah, with the word combination, Canvas community? Is it a
It's
site?
called like
Is
this.
it just...
Yeah, if you Google
yeah,
it,
Canvas community. Okay.
Canvas community.
Yeah, thanks.
Like like frequently asked questions, forums, and so on.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, it's rather
you remember
practical.
yesterday Julia publicly promised Elena Kuzmenko that she will be supporting her. And I promised that today Julia will give the same promise to all of you. So don't get discouraged.
It doesn't want to be.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. I will try my best to help everyone, but again, just I'm not sure about my time management.
Okay.
Yeah, and just a few quick words to follow. We are these 2 days. We've presented our hot head reflections, and we would like to have this cool head reflection probably in some time. And I would like to ask you, Liudmyla and Julia, to do us a favor to reflect on our presentations, what we managed to do. Probably you've got some ideas what we may try, we can try, we need to try in order to make the most of this platform. So I think we all would appreciate your insights or in this on this question. Okay.
Okay.
Probably we need to, and everything is appreciated in terms of methodological implementation of our courses, or in terms of technical navigation, probably you have some more tricks and tips for advanced users of Canvas. So you're welcome, and we really appreciate it.
Okay, so just perhaps that would be better if you ask some concrete questions. Perhaps if you have some concerns related to your course, please feel free write your question in the our Canvas channel, and just we will respond, and that would be the answer that the questioner asks and the rest asks, because just the courses were very varied, right? And different people did different things and tried different features, and well, I guess it will be pretty difficult just to put all that into one comment. So your questions would be welcome. And one more thing, I forgot to say this. You will be kindly asked to fill in the course evaluation form, right? Once Julia and I have developed it, we will post it in our Telegram group, and please feel free to see. And we would like to ask you to be as frank and open and sincere in your answers as possible, just for us to see where we succeeded and where we should celebrate our imperfections. Okay. Yeah, Liudmyla, you wanted to say something. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I have prepared a verse about our course.
You're
May I?
welcome. Yes. Are you going to share the screen? Or you're just going to
No, I
recite
have
it?
this. Okay, I will copy it in our Telegram, but
Okay.
later. So I want to read it. In the digital realm where knowledge unfurls, a canvas vast where wisdom swirls, a course, a journey woven with care, on this virtual canvas we all fare. Each click, each scroll, a step we take, in this cybernetic voyage we partake. Lessons and modules like colors blend, creative a tapestry that has no end. Guided by Luda and Eula, so true, we navigate pathways old and new. Through quizzes and forums, discussions arise. On this canvas of learning, we reach for the skies. From the blank white page to a masterpiece grant, we shape our understanding hand in hand. With each stroke of insight, the pictures grows clear. On this canvas of knowledge, we have no fear. So, let us embrace this digital course, where minds come alive with vigor and force, for on this canvas our dreams take flight in the wondrous realm of endless light. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Yes,
you.
this is the point when we can add nothing, right? And this is the point at which we should say goodbye and just please keep growing, keep going, and keep moving. Never stop moving. This is the main thing. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
for
you.
everything.
get back to your families. Do you remember
Yeah.
Kid President's message to moms?
Yeah.
Don't forget that you are moms, first of all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Take care. Take care and
Take
stay
care.
safe.
Bye.
This is
Take care and stay
the
safe.
main thing, right?
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.